This is the story of Marcus Wesson, a disturbing cult leader. Hi, I'm Jenny and this is True Crime Stories and more. He told them he was God, that the end was coming and only he could save them. They believed him because he was their father, their husband, their ruler. And one day he murdered 9 of them. Marcus Wesson was one of the most disturbing cult leaders you've ever heard of. Fresno, California, 2004. Police received a call about a custody dispute. They arrived at a small, rundown home. Inside they found a nightmare. 9 bodies, all shot in the eye, stacked one on top of each other. Children, teenagers, and 1 adult. And sitting in the next room, calm, covered in blood, was Marcus Wesson. He didn't run, he didn't cry, he didn't speak, just stared, like the prophet he believed he was. But to understand what happened in that house, you have to understand the cult he built. Marcus Wesson was once a Seventh-day Adventist, but over time he twisted those beliefs into something darker. He isolated his family, kept them out of school, told them the outside world was evil. He taught that Jesus was a vampire, that the government was Satan, and that incest was holy. He called himself God and forced his daughters, his own children, into sexual relationships. He married them, impregnated them, raised a generation of children who were also his grandchildren. He made them call him Lord, wrote a twisted Bible where he ruled as the divine leader, and told them that if authorities ever tried to break up the family, they should all die together. And one day, that moment came. March 12, 2004, 2 of his nieces who had escaped years earlier showed up with police. They wanted their children back. Inside, Wesson refused, stalled, then went into the back room. Minutes later, gunshots. By the time police forced their way inside, it was over. 9 family members, aged from 1 to 25, were dead. Shot, execution style. Many were Marcus Wesson's own children, others his grandchildren, all believed to have made a suicide pact or followed his orders to the end. But who pulled the trigger? That remains unclear. Prosecutors said Wesson manipulated one of his daughters into carrying it out, but ultimately he was held responsible because none of it would have happened without him. In 2005, Marcus Wesson was convicted of 9 counts of first-degree murder and 14 counts of sexual abuse. He now sits on death row in San Quentin prison, still unrepentant, still believing he was chosen. The house where it happened was demolished, but the story still haunts Fresno because this wasn't just murder, it was mind control, molestation, mass execution under the mask of God. Wesson didn't need a huge cult, he just needed a family, and once he had them, he played God until the end.